If you've been on Etsy for any length of time, you know that selling digital designs or selling print-on-demand products is really competitive. It's really difficult. You can do it, but it takes a lot of time and a lot of energy. What you don't want to do is make things more difficult by making mistakes. And so in this video, I'm going to share with you 5 relatively common mistakes that sellers make on sites like Etsy or your own website when you're trying to sell digital designs or print-on-demand. Let's jump in. In this video, I'm going to be showcasing a niche research tool that I really like and I use it a lot. It's called EverBee. Here you can see I've typed into the keyword research tool comic book retro. It gets me back a search volume, the amount of monthly competition, and then it gets me a keyword score. So what you want to do is look for high keyword scores, and EverBee does a good job of giving you alternate keywords down below. There's a free option, there's a paid option. I'm going to put a link to EverBee in the video description below. Just a heads up, it is an affiliate link. That just means if you click on the link and you purchase the EverBee subscription, I would receive a small commission. Mistake number 1 is chasing trends. Let me show you what I mean. Here's an example of a t-shirt that was really popular a few years ago. This is Better Call Saul, and it is a big TV show that ran a few years back. It's no longer on the air, although I'm sure people can watch it in streaming or reruns. So here we can see we have monthly sales is 3. Total sales is 179. That's a lot of total sales, but monthly sales is only 3. What happened here? Well, if I click on Analyze Listing, courtesy of EverBee, that gets me to this listings analysis page, and I can go down here. This is new, this trends. I can look up all time how the listing has trended. And when I scroll down, I can see back in 2021, there was a few sales. In 2022, it was a really hot seller. And then it kind of petered out, and now it's hardly selling at all. Why is that? Well, because the show was on the air back in 2022, and people wanted to be part of that pop culture phenomenon. So you don't want to only have trendy designs, because when the trend is over, your sales will suffer. Mistake number 2 is copying designs. Let me show you an example. Here on EverBee, I've typed in Apollo 11, and that of course is the famous moon landing from 1969. Here we can see the search volume is 122, competition's okay at 2,700, keyword score is 40. It's not horrible, it's not great, it's kind of in the middle. So there are people searching for Apollo 11. So let's go on to Etsy and see what's up. Okay, and I've typed in Apollo 11 print on Etsy. Let's see what comes up. And as I scroll down, I'm going to see a very famous photograph right here. Square astronauts, NASA Apollo. This is a very famous public domain photograph of an astronaut walking on the moon. When I scroll down even more, I'll see here it is again. First man on the moon. You can see 0 sales. I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to see another one. Here we go here. Moon landing poster, 0 sales. Going to scroll down. I really like this one. It's the same photo, but they've made it into sort of a newspaper or a really cool poster idea, but we've got 0 sales. Here's another one, vintage space poster, 0 sales. You get the idea. There's too many of the exact same photograph. And so unless you're doing something original, there's no point in just being one more listing on Etsy that's showing the exact same thing. So here's a great example of how you can stake your claim in an otherwise saturated niche. Here we can see there's 8 monthly sales, total sales 64. This is an Apollo 11 mission poster. This is basically a blueprint. So if you can make blueprint designs, and yes, they take a lot of time, but they look beautiful, there's a big demand for this. And you can make unique ones that look different. You could have different graphs, different colors. You can have them distressed. There's all sorts of different ways that you can make beautiful downloads or actual prints for sale on Etsy. This is in 6 carts. This person's doing something right. 15-month listing, and we've got 64 sales at $12 for a digital download. That's a nice chunk of change for an instant download. Mistake number 3 is violating trademarks. Here's a great example, an easy example. I've typed in Batman poster onto Etsy, and as we can see here, we get back lots and lots of Batman and Robin related posters. Every single one of these posters that you're seeing is violating the trademark because DC Comics, Warner Brothers, owns the trademark to Batman and Robin, or Superman, or any of these superheroes. There are no public domain assets featuring Batman. Not the movies, not the television show, not the comic books. Every single one of these has a risk of getting the listing not only pulled, but having the seller be banned from Etsy. So what are you supposed to do to make some sales and take advantage of trademarks, but do so legally? Well, here I am on EverBee, and I've typed in rock cat playing guitar, and I'm going to show you a couple funny cat designs that take advantage of the knowledge of bands, but they don't really violate the trademark. Here we can see there's a keyword score of 40, so there's certainly people searching for something like this on Etsy. Okay, so here's a great example. This is a Pause t-shirt, and obviously it's making fun of the movie Jaws. It's a parody. Instead of Jaws, it's Pause. It's even got the swimmer, but it's not going to be confused with the movie Jaws. No one's going to look at Pause and think they mean Jaws. Now, obviously they're making fun of it, but that's what parody is. We can see here monthly sales 17, total sales over 600. Here's another one. This is public domain, Van Gogh painting, but a cat is causing trouble on that painting. Here we can see monthly sales 17, total sales 81. Similarly, we've got Starry Night, but we've got a cat in the painting. It's in 10 cards. We can see monthly sales here 3. Here it's a 8-month-old listing, and we're already up to 22 sales. This one's my favorite. We've got Iron Meowden, and we've got a great picture of a cat playing a guitar. Now this font is starting to look exactly like the Iron Maiden font, so you could make an argument that they're starting to infringe on the trademark of Iron Maiden. This is a gray area, so I can't recommend this strategy, but I can say Etsy's full of these types of designs, so you'd have to use your own judgment about whether or not you're crossing over into trademark infringement. This is certainly a popular design. Here we've got 4 monthly sales, total sales are 46, and this is only an 8-month-old listing. I will say that's a great looking design, regardless of the legality of it. So you want to walk up to the moment where you're going to be trademark infringing and then back right off, so you're not quite infringing on the trademark. Mistake number 4 is not using the right keywords or enough keywords. Let me show you an example here. This is an example of a great listing. This is a 3D printed mask, and this is a digital download for $9. So you can judge if the price point's high or not, but it's a beautiful looking mask. And unfortunately, when we go up here to the top, we'll see the listing age is 3 months. There's no sales, and there's only 9 views, which is pretty low over a 3-month listing. Now, it could be that there's not enough keywords. So here we've got keywords sitting right here in the title of the listing. And then we've also got here, we've got please note these files are for 3D printing, not the finished product. So what I would recommend you do is if you have something like this the word it right here, you'd want to say this mask. Use the word mask, or this cosplay mask. You'll notice the word cosplay is nowhere in here, and yet down below, Etsy's trying to get people to search for cosplay mask 3D. And when I type into EverBee Japan cosplay, we'll see that we get a keyword score of 20, and we see a bunch of other keywords down below. Now I want to point out none of them are particularly huge, but if you were to use all of these inside your listing, ninja, manga, cute, anime, katana, the aggregate total of these listing keywords could add up in your favor. EverBee is really good at giving you alternate and additional keywords you can use in addition to the main keywords. Mistake number 5 is not niching down enough. Let me give you an example. Here I've typed in on EverBee Christmas, which is perhaps the most saturated niche in the world. Search volume 5,000, competition 15 million, might as well be 15 trillion. Keyword score is 0. So what else can we niche down on? What about funny Christmas? Funny Christmas, well, we have a search volume. Competition's much lower at only 1 million. What about funny accountant Christmas? There is a search there, there is competition there, and the keyword score is very high now at 130. The more specific you can make a listing, the more it will resonate with a potential customer. Here on Etsy, we can see this is an accountant funny ugly Christmas sweater. It has accountant right on the sweater. Total sales is 24. Now there's no monthly sales, but we are not in Christmas time right now at the time of this recording, but 24 sales is pretty good for a $46 price point. This is very specific. What about this one? This is a candle, the calming scent of a color-coded spreadsheet, and we can see here total sales is 600. Not bad for a candle that's only 9 months old. Lots of people know that accounting or office work is boring and they're trying to make a joke out of it. This is a funny product where everybody can laugh and go, oh yes, if I had this on my desk and somebody walked by, we would share a chuckle. A lot of joke gifts on Etsy sell really well. I really hope you found this walkthrough helpful. There's a link in the video description below to EverBee. Make sure to check it out. There's a free account option as well. It has limited search, but it's well worth it to sign up and give it a test run. Niche research is extremely important if you want to break into selling on Etsy or any print-on-demand platform, and I highly recommend spending some time and energy to make sure you're marketing to people who are actually looking for stuff. Here's another video on how you can have some fun in the world of niche research.